Good morning. This is Dymond's podcast, and today we'll be speaking on the movie The Hate You Give. This movie is very important to me because I feel like it still has something to do with today's society. Police brutality is still going on in today's world, so I just thought maybe we should speak on it. I feel like the purpose of this movie is to examine the way society uses stereotypical of black people to justify violence and racism against them. And these stereotypical, stereotypes protect the white community, such as like people that went to star school and stuff like that. This is also sponsored by Subway. Make healthier choices. Don't be eating out all the time. Make healthy choices. Subway has good options. This movie is based on a little girl named Star, and basically she lives in a terrible neighborhood, but she goes to this nice school, and she basically turns off her like where she actually is from. Like, she doesn't act like that at all. So she also has a boyfriend, and she also has a childhood friend that she used to like, but, she doesn't go to the school with him, so she barely sees him now. So anyway, one day she goes to this party, what happens at the parties when you see people that you haven't seen in a long time or whatever. So, she sees Khalil, that's the name of the boy. She sees him, and, they have a catch-up moment, So they're catching up, Usually when parties are in, bad neighborhoods or the wrong people get mixed up, which is, like gang affiliated, or the rivalry, I don't know how to say that. The rivalry, I don't know. The gang rivalry. I don't know how to say that. The rivalry between gangs. Some transpired and shots went off. So, everybody's running, running to who they roll with, or just running away from the house, period, So they're running, Star, the person that she came with was one of her, close childhood friends, another one, which was a female. She didn't go home with her. She ended up going home with Khalil. He was finna take her home. And as they're going home, they're driving, they're talking, listening to music, vibing, all that. So, I guess, I don't know. To me, I feel like police just pick on people, but I don't know. Maybe I think he missed a turn. That's what the police officer said. He missed a turn or didn't stop at the stop sign, and the police just started following him. Eventually, he definitely got pulled over, and when he got pulled over, Khalil, he thinking it's funny and stuff like that, but Star, on the other hand, she's thinking of it as like, this could go left so many types of ways because her dad taught her otherwise. Her dad taught her, if a police come, to put your hands on the windshield, on the dashboard, not windshield. Put your hand on the dashboard. Let them see your hands so they don't have any reason to believe that you're touching something you're not supposed to be touching. And that's just something, growing up black. But Khalil, I guess he didn't take it that way. He's taking it as in, I didn't do anything. It's nothing for me to, be scared of. But, Star side. So she tells him to put his hand on the dashboard. He put his hands on the dashboard. Then the police officer, asks regular questions, maybe being a little aggressive. But, yeah, he tells him to step outside of the car, put his hands above the car, and I guess I don't know. He was just sitting there. The police officer walked away, I guess, to check tags or to check his driver's license. He later on while he's checking the driver's license, Khalil goes in a car to grab a brush. The brush it was a brush, but of course the police officer believes it's a gun because, like, what else is he reaching for, I guess? But it's, like, not a gun. That's common sense to me on that hand, but you know how people be. So, anyways, that happened. And as he's reaching for the brush and he takes it out and he thinks it's funny, starts telling him, stop doing that. It's not funny. Take your hand out the driver, out the window. It's not like, you get hurt. But, of course, he's taking it as a joke. So, later on, the police officer tells him to take his hand out the car. And he didn't do it. And he shot him. So, now he's shot. I don't know how many times he got shot. I believe it's like once or twice. But he gets shot and he ended up dying. Star's on the ground, like, crying. She's recording this, of course. But he told her to throw her phone, so she didn't get everything. But the sound is, still on. So, yes, all that happens, she's crying, And now, in her head, it's police brutality. But in his head, it's like, I told him, I warned him, I told him don't put his hand in the window. And he did it anyway. Well, not to put his hand in the window, but keep your hands where he could see them, basically. And he didn't do that, so he shot him. Now, I feel like that was police brutality, whether you told him that or not. It's kind of common sense that he's not gonna shoot you, cause like, what is he? Why would he hurt you? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how I felt about that. Anyways, next scene, what happens is Star's in the police office. They're questioning her. Star's in the police office, and they're questioning her, asking her questions. It's kind of making her uncomfortable because it's like they're making it seem like it was Khalil's fault as to what happened, or just making it seem like it's okay what the police officer did, and it's not. So, her parents finally come up there and it's like, it's enough questioning and this, that, and the third. And of course, on the other hand, it's like she doesn't want to tell too much because Khalil is gang affiliated. So it's like she don't want to put too much or say too much out there, because then on the other hand, he could get caught. And this relates to today's society because, police brutality still goes on, at least like more than 1,000 people get killed per year by police. It's not all black people, but police brutality does have an impact on the world. I feel like they should think before they shoot. And I feel like that's also what has to do with today's society is think before you shoot. Don't just, I don't know. But, yeah. So, after that, the gang, basically I don't know how to say it, the alpha of the gang basically is the friends of Stars, the one who went to the party with her. That's that's her. Okay, the friend of Stars that she went to the party with. Her dad is the alpha of the gang that Khalil is involved in. So he knows everything about Star. He knows where she lives. This, that, and the third. He knows that she was with him. At first, nobody knew, but it's dash cam, so they put that on the news, and now everybody knows that Star was with the dude before he died, so everybody feel bad for her, and she's just over it, and she's also sad, because, like, that's not somebody she just met, like, that's somebody, she went in a bathtub, but that's somebody, like, her cousin type, like, they grew up together, like, they're, close, so... Yeah, so basically the alpha of the gang which his name is Malverick. The alpha, which is Malverick, he's basically telling Star, keep quiet, don't say anything. He's telling her, don't answer none of the questions they're asking. And the questions they're asking has nothing to do with what happened with the shooting. That's why Star is upset. She's like, this has nothing to do with what happened or what's going on. And you're asking me stuff that has something to do with a whole nother aspect of his life. So we all feel like that has nothing to do with the subject in hand. So we're all like, just what is going on? We're all confused here. So, anyways, they're still asking the questions, and usually, again, how it relates to today's world, when police officers question you, they definitely try to, I don't want to say they trick you, but they definitely trick you. They ask rhetorical questions, or they would ask questions that you already answered to see if your answer changed, or just questions that's just don't make sense, but it's like they're just trying to get something else. So it's like they could focus on that, and then it doesn't matter what the police did or something like that, And on the police hand, he's saying he told him and stuff like that. Now, other police officers, they say the same thing. They say, I told him keep his hands where he was at. That's how most police officers get away with so much, because, like, they told you, but it's like, again, it's like common sense. It's just like, I feel like just doing stuff, like, I feel like a police officer is just doing something at that point, like, But that's how that will relate to today's world. Anyways, what happens after that? The man, which is Malverick, he basically makes Star want to not tell them or talk to them at all, or not even go on the thing. Basically, just not talk. He didn't want her to talk at all, because he didn't want her to say the wrong thing. And her dad, on the other hand, like, I taught you to say what you want to say, speak your mind. That's what I taught you. So if you want to be quiet, you could do that. So long story short, now the dad, the dad of the family, he's like, say what you gotta say, speak your mind. If you want to go on the show to talk, you go on the show and talk. He don't have a problem with it. And now the mom, on the other hand, she's like, she doesn't want her daughter to be in any conflict. She just want her daughter to be out of it. She's tired of living in the trenches. She's trying to get out, They really living in the slums, not gonna lie, but yeah, that's how her mom feel. Her mom just wants her to be in good hands and don't want her to be in the mix of nothing. So she's just telling her to just chill out, You're not going on no show to talk about what happened, none of that. But she's like, nope. Star like, nope. That's my friend. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to talk about it, And that's how I would be. That's how a lot of people are about their loved ones. They don't play. Like, of course I'm going to want to speak on what happened because I seen it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna just let, justice not be won over my love, my favorite one. Like somebody, blood or not blood. Next, after that, she goes on the show. The other dad of the friend, which is Malverick, he goes off. He's saying she said too much. This, that, and the third. He ended up burning the dad. He had his own business. Star's dad had his own business, you know, and basically he just bombed it. He didn't bomb it. He just threw like something that had fire going along of it, and basically he threw it and everything set on fire. So he burnt all that down. So the whole store was burnt down. Now they're like, who did it? But they know who because he told him not to talk or something bad what happened. So now the dad's like, you not finna bully me. This is that and the third. This is where the gang rivalry come from. Usually gang rivalry really come from a lot like, hurting somebody or accidentally, like, hurting a loved one. That's where gang rivalry really come from too. But it also comes from like just stuff people argue over. But instead of arguing, they're shooting. Instead of arguing, they throwing fire bombs. Hey, but yeah, then the police gets involved and Malvern goes to jail. Now the dad's just back and they like, you don't moving me out of nowhere. Like this is where I'm from. I'm not leaving. That's what the dad's like. So he makes the whole family want to stay. So they stay. Now they're having a good life. They also have, good memory of Khalil before he passed. They also, went on a riot about that. So she definitely feel like she has got a little bit of justice for Khalil. The police officer did end up going to jail, and that's the end of that. The Hate You Give. Thank you for watching. Not even watching, but thank you all for listening to Dymond Moore podcast. Stay tuned for next ones. Peace.